Before today's rebuild begins, of course, of all teams, the Browns, I wanted to thank you all for 100,000 subscribers, a number that I always wanted to hit, but truly for a while didn't think we were going to. There was obviously some ups and some downs on the channel and really just the Madden community as a whole. But we finally made our way to that illustrious silver play button number. And while the number is awesome, and I really do appreciate it, I'm happy to be there, it's more than just a number. It's about you guys who physically represent the numbers. The guys that are constantly watching, the guys that are leaving likes, the guys that are commenting almost always positive things outside of the sex bots we see every once in a while that want us to see what they've got on their pages. You guys have always brightened up my day and make it all worthwhile. I know there's a lot of people that are like, hey, you got me through some things and thanks for, uploading this and that. You guys mean more to me than you could ever truly know. And once again, it's just humbling. It's awesome. And hopefully I can just continue to really be worthy of those first 100, let alone aiming for another 200, 300, 400, 500,000. That's all that matters to me, is truly being worthy of the first 100. And hopefully I can continue doing that for you guys. And once again, appreciate you all a ton. Thanks again. And let's get past this mushy stuff, okay? Let's do this rebuild that's clearly going to be sad. Also, yeah, Deshaun Watson's ACL injury, I wasn't aware of it until season 2. I recorded it before then. I apologize, but let's get into it. Thanks again. The Cleveland Browns have had their fair share of injuries, but they've also had their fair share of generational mistakes. The Deshaun Watson trade is one of the biggest things holding this team back. While sure, in 2023 they looked good on paper, but still Deshaun Watson really wasn't playing well. And then this year, he's played so bad that he was basically a third-string quarterback. Right now, though, they're pretty much just waiting out the clock on that contract. As we all know, it was a fully guaranteed deal, traded a bunch of draft picks away, and it is just not a promising-looking team going forward. And honestly, it maybe makes them one of the more intriguing teams, especially if they pass on QB in the draft because they don't like him, for Madden 25 plus. If you want to do a new franchise team this year, new franchise team Madden 26, they could be front runners for sure. Of course, this is what the injury team looks like. Nick Chubb, that season-ending injury turned into another season-ending injury. Could be his final season with the Browns, and in general, maybe his last season is really even being an elite running back. We might have seen the last of Nick Chubb, if you will. Hopefully not, because he was super fun to watch, but that might be the case. But looking at the team in general, outside of a couple of individual good efforts by, Njoku and Jerry Jeudy, who kind of surprised some people. It's a team top to bottom that just really didn't play well. I can't really blame the defense too much. You obviously got guys like Myles Garrett who have been elite since they've entered the league, and then Denzel Ward, same kind of situation. The rest, they're okay, but they're not, amazing. But when you have an offense that is literally dead last in scoring, it's going to do it to you, right? Which is weird because they're middle of the pack in time of possession. So it's like, what are you doing with all that time? You're just not moving the ball. You're just, not scoring. You're falling short last second. You're kicking too many field goals. I'm not sure what it is, but I can tell you this much. Quarterback play is a huge part of it. Lack of weapons is a huge part of it. The offensive line is a fraction of what it used to be. And I will say that this is going to be, especially with that Deshaun Watson contract, one of the toughest rebuilds we'll do realistically all Madden 25 season. We're going to be simming to the Super Bowl now, see who wins that, see if we have any dev-ups as well. And while we're on the way to doing that, if you guys want to see another one of these rebuilds with kind of the updated draft order, let me know which team you want to see next, and that could be the team we use going forward. We have the Ravens and the Eagles in this one for the Super Bowl. We'll see who wins that. Obviously, I want to see if we had any dev-ups. Also, while you're down there in the comment section below, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your support here on the channel. Also, think about becoming a member. We released a members-only video recently enough, and then we'll have another members-only rebuild on the 15th. Not exactly sure what that'll be yet, but be on the lookout for that if you're a member or you're thinking about becoming one. Who is the... What do you mean? Show me who won the Super Bowl. It was the Ravens, the Bird Battle, by 6. High-scoring affair. It could be a super fun one if that actually happened, but I expect with two really heavy rush teams, it would probably be a pretty low-scoring game, no? Am I crazy to think that? Let's take a look at the dev ups if we had any. Try to think. I mean, it's a real-life sim season, so anything can happen. Jerry Jeudy, 85 overall still. No dev up there. Nick Chubb down to an 83 overall with the regression at 29 years of age. That sucks. I really hate how hard running backs regress in Madden, though. Regress in Madden, though. Deshaun Watson's in a 70 overall despite being, super highly paid here. What a disaster that is. Maybe you draft someone in the second or the third if you're trying to go wide receiver in the first, which I think I really do think, maybe that's the move. Wyatt Teller, 79 overall. I'm not even sure why he's a superstar at this rate. If you're going to put him that low of an overall, why is he still that high at depth? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But injuries, regression in general from that offensive line, not looking good long-term, right? Newsome regressed a bit. I know there's a lot of teams that were potentially trading him or offering for him during the deadline. Diabate, 70 overall. We'll take that dev up. Devin Bush, Jordan Hicks, Juan Thornhill, Hurst, Tomlinson, Okoronkwo. I mean, none of these guys are long-term options. I mean, Emerson regressed. This is a team that just did not play well, and it's going to make it really hard for us to use them this upcoming season. So, yeah, I mean, you could even throw a trade down on the block, but, I mean, I really think wide receiver is one of the top needs. So if that's what we end up wanting to go for, I wouldn't hate it either. I don't want to do the trade down all the time, every time, but at the same time, we could still get a wide receiver at like 7 or 8 probably and land maybe an extra first. And this team needs all the draft capital they can get, as I'm pretty sure, don't they only have like a first and a second? This is not who I think it was, thankfully. We have an updated mock draft 2, which has the Titans going cornerback pick 1 overall, and us, the Browns, going Ewers at pick 2. That seems like a little bit of a reach. The Jaguars getting Travis Hunter. I've seen him go number 4 pretty consistently at this rate. I don't know, dude. Ewers at pick 2 sounds insane to me. Cam Ward seems to be like the consensus QB1 at this rate. Don't want to do another Cam Ward rebuild. More importantly, I want wide receiver or a trade down more. All right, Ray signings. I mean, there's just no point in having Nick Chubb. No point in having Wills. I mean, more maybe. I mean, there's just a group of players that I just don't want. I mean, Winston you could argue keeping for, but I'd rather just tank the season. NFL teams, front offices, they don't really have the luxury of doing that because, there's some rules inbound, and obviously the players and the coaches are going to want to coach for their jobs and play for their jobs, but for us, I mean, I'm willing to just straight up say, hey, Goodell, we're tanking, dude. You see us? You see the contract we got our quarterback and he's terrible? What do you want from me? What do you want me to do? I've got a tank, buddy. But open free agency here, $18 million. And, I mean, as much as even if I wanted to pay someone, I don't think it would make sense. Dobbins, very injury-prone, so it'd be kind of stupid to go for a new injury-prone guy when I don't even know if I want to call Nick Chubb injury-prone, but he's had some injuries, obviously. It's kind of dumb to be invested in another guy with injury concerns. And the worst part is, it's not even like, Watson's the only guy. There's a couple other, decently high penalties in here that I wouldn't necessarily want to keep. Like, is Teller still worth keeping anymore? Dalvin's not really that good in-game. Pochik is not very good. Juan Thornhill, I mean, this is a tough team to rebuild because it's almost like doing a 0 overall rebuild, right? You have the contract of players that are terrible and aren't going to, help you, but their dead hit is too high to do anything about it, But either way, we do have pick 2 overall. We do have multiple extra picks in the 3rd, 5th, or maybe not the 5th, the 6th round. So a couple of extra draft picks in there definitely won't hurt. Pick 2 overall, wide receiver. I'm thinking wide receiver personally. I know we need O-line, but I think wide receiver is a little bit more of a helpful non-QB need. All right, we do have pick 2 overall. If Travis Hunter goes 1, I'm trading down. And he doesn't. Ooh, Travis Hunter. Is that who I'm taking at 2 overall? I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling. Trade down is legitimate as well. I mean, if we're looking at wide receiver, we're looking at multiple players like an Egbuka. sitting at maybe even 8th overall. Is he 8th overall worthy? Is he, not a guy that I maybe, wow, 425. Wow, that's kind of insane. Do I go McMillan? Do I go Hunter? Do I trade down? I really don't know. If I can get to like 6 or 7 on a trade down and it's worth it, maybe I do. Like, Jacksonville's damn near ready to give me a first-round pick for this. You know what? I'm going to do the quote-unquote realistic thing, if you will. And I am just going to take Travis Hunter right here. I want a wide receiver. I want someone dynamic. He's obviously really good. That's what we're taking. Travis Hunter, pick 2 overall. No trade down. We finally stuck to a spot. Aren't you proud? I've seen Sanders go like, I don't even know, pick 7 overall, which is definitely something. Beck is there in the second round. Carson Beck, which is definitely interesting. He's a 2 to 3. Could you see him as worth it? Possibly. The only reason why I wouldn't want to go with him is because, once again, this team is kind of, I wouldn't say like stuck necessarily with Deshaun Watson, but yeah, sort of stuck with Deshaun Watson. Genty is there high second. Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty. There's no way Genty's there, though. Like, there's no way he doesn't go top 20. But he is still here, so it's like, well, it's not my job to be realistic how the draft board falls, Is there anyone else of value here that I can be like, okay, well, I'll just go with them instead because I want to keep it as realistic as possible. I'm not really seeing that option, to be honest. Maybe you go wide receiver again. Nah, we don't need wide receiver again. Running back's interesting, but once again, I don't think Genty would still be there. This could actually be a trade down because I don't really like any of the linemen here either, really. I would like to go like a tackle high second, but tackles are really bad here. Oh, you actually do have Williams as well. This is a guy that I almost never draft. Do I go Williams? I'm going to go Tyleik Williams. I've never taken him. I'm hoping he's superstar. 73 true. Wow, he's normal dev. Okay, well, I'll never take him again. That sucks. Oh, well, I will say at least we now know going forward that is not someone I'm going to go with. The Bears take Genty. Cooper goes high third as well. This could be a running back pick for us if there's one there. Edwards, not the fastest player, but a solid one nonetheless. Donovan Edwards. Be very intrigued to grab him. Very good at breaking tackles. I don't know if I really like that speed, though. And you know what? I'm going to go Sonny Styles, and I'm going to be moving him to safety, I think. Sonny Styles, hidden dev. We kind of, mix him around, off-ball, safety. This time, he's going to be safety. And then this pick, we're going to be taking the center Kreutz. I believe this is the one guy I know for a fact is hidden. At this point, I need all the help I can get. O-line drafts are usually really bad for user-generated, dev-wise, and I just can't, take those odds. Can't take those risks. Now pick 2 in the second, or in the 4th round anyways. Those Panthers picks, I wish we had them. We are going to look for running back or edge. I do like Walker, David Walker. A power move. I can't remember if we drafted him once before or not. There's a couple of Walkers in this class, so it's a little hard to remember who's who. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Off-ball linebacker in general is a problem for us, so what do you do with that as well? We need a running back. We need pretty much everything. I'm trying to think, because maybe there's some injuries. This team does need edge, right? Yeah, I would definitely argue they need edge, right? That's... You know what? I just realized they don't... Nah, they do need a DT. Tomlinson is not the guy long-term. Let's be real. Let's be so for real. We need one linebacker, but we can live without for at least a season. Jordan Hicks did regress, but he's still usable. I like where we're at. Maybe we shouldn't have drafted a replacement for Hickman, but meh. Guess we didn't actually technically have to. Styles could just be that new middle linebacker. But running back's definitely still a position of need. Ford's okay, but long-term doesn't look great. Wide receivers still need more. O-line obviously need plenty, but just not going to really get that too often in these draft classes. So yeah, edge. Edge is probably number 1 need right now, so that's why we're going to go Walker. I feel like Walker's very good, though. I mean, I don't care. I want someone very good, but I feel like he's hidden dev. I might be wrong here, but I also can't remember him ever developing. He is head and dev. Nice. Starter. And we're down to one running back, Hunter. I don't even know who this is, but he's got good speed, great excel. I'm taking him late 5th. True talent 91, normal dev, no jumping, but everything else is good enough. With our 6th round pick, we're going to go with Dane Key, a little bit of a taller wide receiver. Maybe he has a chance to develop, possibly as the 3, which, I mean, probably doesn't fit there with that height, but maybe we'll go with Noel or Noel. Maybe he'll be that slot role. Marshall, he's decent, but speed's not really there. And then Smith, also, speed's just not really there, unfortunately. So, going to be going with Noel as well. Looks really solid, actually. I'd never remember developing him, but let's take a look what he looks like. 96 true, normal dev. Looks like a pretty damn prototypical slot. Now, there's one thing, looking at this draft recap, that you got to be happy with. I didn't trade down once. I don't want to hear it. Of course, Travis Hunter was always going to be a good pick. Williams, I was hoping superstar. I see him almost always as a superstar or as an X factor. Neither of them here, so I guess he is a normal dev. Styles, I'm still thinking about putting him at safety, but we might need a linebacker more. We'll see. Hickman has a chance to develop, whereas Jordan Hicks definitely doesn't. Walker's a starter. Hunter, just by default, for lack of talent, might be a starter. And then Noel, I think, is going to be our number 3. Kicker's probably going to be released. But, yeah, I mean, you want to start a youthful player. Hunter might be the guy, just, once again, by default. Deshaun Watson's still injured for 2 more weeks. Could you please? The season is beginning. We're going to be giving Deshaun Watson another chance because, once again, they're spending so much money on him, guaranteed for the next 2 seasons, unless they take a dead hit that they probably just can't afford to do. Offensive line, I mean, it doesn't look great. We really didn't add too much to it, but it's serviceable. Obviously, wide receiver 2. Hunter looks way better than what they had going on before, I suppose. High ceiling with hopefully a superstar dev. Looks great. I think if you're drafting him, you're probably going for wide receiver, but I mean, I guess you can kind of choose. As far as the defensive side of the ball goes, a lot more potential with Styles playing middle linebacker 1, Williams at number 1 DT, Walker at left end 1, Hickman at free safety 1. This is going to be a growing pain season for us. If we win even like 5 games, that would be exceeding expectations personally. $79 million, I don't know who we have to pay, and Njoku is on the list. I would prefer, especially at this evaluation, to not do more than 3 years. I'd do this. 3-year 51? I mean, at that point, why not just do the tag, right? Newsome, he's in a little bit of a weird spot where I don't know if the ceiling's as high as it used to be in Madden, but, paying $10 mil per year for an 83 overall is fine. I should have probably done a 5-year at that rate. 53 mil. Emerson's not bad, but he has definitely regressed. He was a bit higher of an overall before. Don't know if I want to keep him. I mean, you could definitely play him at safety as well if you had to. So, I mean, that's a really cheap contract. So, if he does take it, I will offer it. 4-year 18. I think it's vice versa, actually. But that's fine. 4-year 18 is a steal. Wyatt Teller, that evaluation's a bit high. Diabate, we're going to buy ourselves another couple of seasons, potentially. Everyone else, though, even maybe Hickman, unless he's having a great year, could be on their way out. Big Rock is not a great season, but it's also an unexpected one, which is not good for us. Trying to get a higher draft pick is Deshaun Watson's not only a 70 overall, but he's stealing a lot of money as well. This should be easy. We only did 600 yards for the first round pick expectations. Even Noel probably had a good chance at it, but yeah, maybe I should have aimed a little bit higher, right? Wait. Actually, maybe not. Maybe he didn't hit it because we had was it 600 yards, 60 touchdowns? Maybe it was 800 yards, 80 touchdowns, or not touchdowns, catches, I should say. Let's take a look if he came close to that. Deshaun Watson, not as bad as he was last year. Hunter was horrible. Rushing Hunter. There's no way. I think it might have been 660. Regardless, this scheme was horrible for the passing numbers. Just abysmal. Myles Garrett carries like he does. Williams was great. Walker was great. Hall was solid. Styles with 6 picks at middle linebacker. I mean, you look at those sack seasons. They're better than the worst edge rusher we just did, which I know it's kind of the name of the freaking game, but still. Looking at MVP, no, not going to happen, unfortunately. Any award wins, though? Rookie of the Year, no, number 5. Defense Rookie of the Year, Styles at number 1. Okay, that's a superstar dev linebacker at least. Travis Hunter, though, super disappointing year one. I know it's the team. I know it's the scheme, but still, I got to blame him anyways. Eagles versus the Chiefs. I haven't seen that matchup ever in Sim. Clearly. And the Eagles do win the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at what DevOps we would have had. Maybe Deshaun Watson, crazy enough, but nothing that would have significantly done anything for us. Travis Hunter, I would imagine, starts as a superstar. Other side of the ball, defense. Williams goes a star, which is great. He's an 81 overall now. And then, of course, you have Styles going to superstar, which surprises nobody. Also an 81 overall, but Williams, the story's there. Going up in dev while not even really being the focal point of this team. Walker, if he had a chance to go up in dev, but he's star dev. It's going to be basically impossible to go to superstar without an award if you're a rookie. But let's take a look at what his numbers were like. Well, at least his overall anyways, those numbers. 84 power move. Not really a finesse guy, but still pretty good upgrade, especially for a 78 overall or 76 overall. Really good numbers, though. Speaking of those sacks, Batonio, assuming that is a regression, did regress. And Njoku's pretty strong. We got the 3-year under 53, so not that 4-year 60, whatever the hell they wanted. We said no to. That's all I can say. Then we have an offensive coordinator message, which we'll do because I guess maybe it's for someone that matters. I mean, probably not. Let's see. Maybe Travis Hunter. Yeah, I'm going to go Jerry Jeudy in this one, buddy. Deshaun Watson is gone the very moment we can get rid of him, no matter what. You could have 2 really good seasons here, and it won't matter because his overall is basically locked in under 80 at this point. But yeah, let's let him focus on what he focused on. That's what we do with these AIs. We don't really know him that well, and I don't know. It's just you get guarantees when you just say, hey, whatever you're doing, keep it up. A couple of negotiations. Wasn't really planning on re-signing Wyatt Teller, but okay, never mind. Let's say a 1-year 12. I'm kind of down for it, but no, he doesn't want to stick around. I sort of do get it, though. Ronnie Hickman, I think we can do better, but at the same time, we have so many needs. I'd prefer to not worry about doing better just yet. Let's go with a 2-year 10 for 4. That's kind of excessive, $5 million per year, but whatever. It's not terrible for a backup. But Tonio, I don't really want to lose both guards, but I feel like we're going to. 1 year, yeah, he's gone too. Unfortunately, what's the tag? $20 million. We could get them back or better in free agency, so I'm not too worried about it. Bajorquez, 2-year 8, he'll leave too. No, he stayed. Nice. 44 mil left to replace, once again, a bunch of positions. Taking a quick look at what we need to replace. You could argue every lineman but the center. That's insane. It's like the freaking false start penalty that you sometimes hear when the refs get funky with it. No dev up for Jeudy, not really surprising. Still could use a running back, still could use a quarterback. And once again, 4 of the 5 linemen need to be potentially replaced. Defensively, no dev-ups on this side either, other than, the guys we kind of knew about. No Hickman dev-up, no Delpit, no Newsome. Unfortunately, no Hall and Wusu Kormo, those kind of guys, unfortunately. But do have some decent dev-ups and decent progression upgrades from the rookie class itself, if we can build onto that. Do not want to skip free agency, believe it or not. Tight end, meh. Cornerback, sure, but we don't really need it that bad. It's not like a number 1 positional need or anything like that. Definitely could use all sorts of linemen, but 24 mil per year for an 84, 83 overall guy, that's only going to get worse. Seems a bit excessive, so I think we'll pass on it. Running back, definitely need a new running back, but none of the guys here are like long-term wide receiver, running back 1 type guys. Looking at wide receiver, Christian Watson's a superstar, but they still let him go. Tight end, I think we're fine for a few more seasons. O-line, maybe try to get our guys back. Wyatt Teller seems like he should be pretty easy to get back on what we offered him. Don't know about Batonio, though. Yeah, we could get both of them back, which I think is a little bit of a worrying sign. You tell me a couple Maddens ago, Joe Batonio and Wyatt Teller nobody wants, and I'd be like, yeah, that's just you cheating or hacking. It's clearly wrong. There's an error made. It's something weird. Nope, it's happening. The regression. Hassan Reddick also regressed. Speaking of, I don't think we're going to get much more filled through free agency. I know you had Nakobe Dean there, but his ceiling at 25 normal is basically reached. So let's for now, at least get the 2 guards back. Hopefully, we get one of them. And then we're still higher than the Vikings for Batonio, but how long will that last? And he does join us back. So they're worse off, but at least the O-line, for the most part, is still going. Ooh, our draft pick is worse than I thought. There's a really good quarterback that I was willing to potentially trade up to number 1 overall for in John Young. He's 23 years old, but he also looks really, really good. Elite throw power, AAA with a B deep accuracy, not top 5 talent with the top 5 projections, looking like 77 overall minimum. Got to be a long-term good quarterback, but with that being the case, I suppose we'll have to wait. Duval also looks really good. Not quite a top 5, but round 1 is probably 73, 74. Carr would definitely be my guy if I can't get Young. I'm going to try and trade up with the Commanders, but I highly doubt we're going to get anywhere close to that. And unfortunately, it is not going to happen. I don't know what the Commanders are going to take, but it's probably not going to be the quarterback. Let's see who they do end up with. It is Donovan Sims, a wide receiver. The Rams, they need QB. They're just going to take John Young, and it's going to be sad for us. But what can you do? John Young goes. I don't know who the next team is. The Colts, okay. I mean, they'll probably be willing to trade up, trade down, whatever. And I'm a little surprised this went because when I try to get a best offer from them, they're like, oh, we need 2 seconds and 2/3 plus 7 overall. They take our 3rd this year to move down. So we're actually going to be trading up for the first time in a long time. Usually it's us trading down to gain more value. With this pick, I believe it is going to be Sebastian Carr. He doesn't look the best when it comes to, some of the accuracy ratings, but he's 22 years old. And you know what? Now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Either way, Sebastian Carr is going to be my guy. 20 true talent. Normal dev. Okay, we sold. Yep, we sold. Should have went with the 23-year-old. But all it takes is rookie of the year, so I'm not absolutely too worried about it. Oh, Duval's still there. Now that kills my soul. But that actually is genuinely soul-crushing. Wow, okay. I need a lot of stuff. I need O-line. I need linebacker. I need a lot. So with that said, I'm going to trade down to the start of the 3rd if I can. Grab that running back, and then whatever happens after that, that's whatever happens. It's not quite the trade I want, but the Vikings are going to give me a 3rd round next year to move down to 52. Maybe I have to use that 3rd round pick to get into the 3rd round a little bit further. I don't know. Duval goes all the way to 50 to the Raiders. I am disgusted. What a terrible decision that was by us. Oh, there you go. The Eagles always giving the best trades. Love it. I still can't believe that, though. We took automatically the guy's better than our guy because our guy was 3rd overall. That guy was 50. Even if he's normal, just like our guy, still better than our pick. And somehow that safety's still there. I might have to take him. 6 foot tall, 22, super fast. Pierre Golson, starting free safety. Normal dev, doesn't matter though. True talent 13, he is starting free safety. Now, if I want to grab that running back, I got to go against the Commanders, who wouldn't give me the 1st pick overall. I hate them. And this is not how I thought our draft was going to go. We pretty much have no real draft picks after this. Our O-line is going to suck again. But Benji Ellison looked way too good to pass on, I think. Pretty fast. 1 to 2 true talent. Key ratings are up there. Got to do it, I think. 38 true. Please be hidden. Yes! Finally a win. Finally a win in this damn draft class. I am sick of it. We're moving on to the next round. I can't trade up any further. I could have traded up further. I forgot we got a next year pick. I've made a terrible error. I completely forgot about the extra picks next year. And all we have left is a damn safety. I'm going to trade this down, and then in the late 6th, if there's somebody there, safety-wise, I'll take him, I guess. This is painful. Honestly, it could have been worse, but not by much. This is one of the worst outcomes we could have asked for. At least the Eagles are on our side. They're freaking carrying us. And that safety's gone too. Nothing good. We've got nothing good going on for ourselves. Oh my, easily, why not get a depth piece? He's going to be terrible though, yeah. We're in the 7th round, so Ben McDonald is a day 3. Why not? 330, terrible. All right, overalls aren't bad though. 74 overall for Carr. Really just, it sucks. I wanted Young, but I couldn't get to 1. It would have cost me way too much. It would have cost me at least a 1st round next year, and I still think even if we grab the greatest quarterback of all time, we're still going to struggle a little bit. So, yeah, that's just where I'm at. Don't want to trade basically 2 top 5 picks for the guy, debatably. Ellison, hidden dev, 73 overall, automatic starter. Good dual style guy, more power back than elusive though, even though that athleticism is kind of misjudging. Star dev, would have loved to see just a superstar, something ridiculous to make me feel like, hey, we actually had a pretty good draft. But I don't know if I could say that we did. Let's take a look, see if anyone was great. Wide receiver Sims with a 78 overall, 6'3", hidden dev, basically like, high 70s, low 80s. Basically every rating with the dev of star. Okay, that's a bit of a low dev. Quarterback, Young. Yay, he was an 80 overall. Super great. Hidden dev, 88 medium, 88 short. That could be generational. The overall and the ratings. Wow, that's fantastic. One pick in front of us was 3 devs higher. I'm happy. Promise. Pierce, hidden dev. Nice. Okay, another hidden dev guy right in front of us. Well, behind us, technically, so we could have had him. Star dev. Sweet. And then Duval to the Raiders was, in fairness, a normal dev, but he was also 47 slots after our guy. We could have drafted 2 damn QBs at that rate. That blows. We just got to hope for Rookie of the Year now. Also, I didn't really mention it, but crazy enough, like, after I finished Season 1, the freaking news that Deshaun Watson tore his ACL again came out, so that's great. That's super great continuity stuff. We can actually get rid of him. I don't think that's how that really works, but I'm saving 20 mil. I'm going to get rid of him. Don't care. Don't care. I don't want him here anymore. But yeah, so we played him for a season that he likely won't be playing in real life. But big whoop. It actually hurt us more than it helped, so I don't want to hear it. It actually arguably cost us Young, an X-Factor quarterback. It is Season 2, a huge letdown in the draft with that quarterback, but he obviously does have a high ceiling, especially if he wins Rookie of the Year. But yeah, seeing some of the guys that went before and even after us, especially Young, oof, that's a tough one to swallow. As far as the offensive line goes, we need to replace arguably the entire line outside of the center, which is something. Jerry Jeudy hoping for a superstar dev up, but even if he did, he's going to regress very quickly regardless. Maybe he's got 2 more seasons left in him as a decently high overall, especially if he gets a superstar. Without it, though, maybe even just this 1 more season. Ellison, not quite, higher than star dev, but a higher ceiling for sure than Hunter. And then speaking of Hunter, 81 overall after the first season. Defensively, still some work to be done, but I do like the majority of this. Maybe you need a new strong safety. Maybe you need a new left outside linebacker. Outside of that, though, I'm pretty confident with what we got. A lot of money, a lot of names to re-sign. Obviously, you pay Miles. Delpit, though, I'm not sure about that. And then the guards, they're, on the older side. The team is starting to show that, like, hey, we got all this money, but where's the names? It kind of tells you that the team is not as good as you think, right? 169 million with like 2 bona fide for sure re-sign. Not even 2, like 1 bona fide for sure re-sign. Not the best sign, obviously, but yeah, that one guy, Myles Garrett, clearly going to be the offer. 4-year, 138, no regrets at all. Delpit, I mean, we could definitely do worse, but also we could do a lot better. So we'll do a 2-year 18. He takes it, that's fine by me. Teller probably replaced. Tillman replaced. Mitchell, he's not bad. We'll probably keep him. DeJuan Jones, definitely replace. Gonna go heavy on the O-line in this draft, without a doubt. Once upon a time, I actually thought maybe this was going to be a playoff season, but then we just had a really bad, kind of last set of games, and, well, no playoffs, without a doubt. 6-11. Jerry Jeudy, though, with a change to the scheme of the Falcons, nowhere near the playoffs yet again, but at the same time, good Jerry Jeudy season. Early on, though, looked decent, and then lost 5 of the last 6. Definitely not a good way to finish it. You don't lose all those games. Maybe you're in the playoffs. You win 4 of them. That's, 10-win playoff bound, most likely. Sebastian Carr, 34 touchdowns, 11 picks, 4,000 yards from his rookie year. Ellison was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Jeudy, hopefully the superstar. Not going to change a whole lot, but maybe he'll keep him around slightly longer. Then we look at the defense where we have 2 guys with 100 tackles plus. Myles Garrett with only 8.5 sacks, 8.5 for Williams, 5.5 for Hall, and then just a disappointing half a sack for David Walker. That's horrible. Crossa, not a whole lot of kick power, but, Missed only 3 kicks out of 21. Not bad. One of them being blocked as well for a youngster. Not bad at all. But, as kind of expected, a complete miss in the postseason, which will hopefully still lead to a Rookie of the Year award. It will for Carr. Also number 4 in general. So, something to be said about maybe going straight to Superstar, which would be, a huge redemption on the fact that we basically over-traded by a mile. And not quite Superstar, but Jerry Jeudy did. Superstar dev for Mr. Jerry Jeudy. No regression point just yet. Maybe I could have done one more week just to see. But maybe also just not going down in dev or overall with that Superstar dev. Sebastian Carr, 84 overall after his rookie year. It goes to Star. Totally worth it now. Obviously not quite that X Factor rating, but still a really good player. If you saw that guy with that overall, 84 overall in the draft, 23 years old, which is what Young was. Not quite young, to be honest. Would you take him that high again? Yeah, you would. So that's something. Styles is an X Factor. And then I don't think anyone else went up, unfortunately. But Sonny Styles playing middle linebacker with an X Factor dev. That athleticism is hard to deny. Once again, going into this offseason, one of the biggest things we need to replace is basically the entire offensive line. We lose Joel Bitonio in retirement. Not that we were likely going to keep him anyways, but that would have potentially been an option. No longer going to be one. Let's take a look at the resignings of Wyatt Teller. We really just got to hope there's someone halfway decent in free agency at this rate. I'm desperate, so 1 year, 10.2 for Wyatt Teller. And then the rest are just gone. Even freaking Conklin. We're just going to hope that there's at least 1 or 2 decent linemen in free agency so we can at least have a couple of cornerstones without having to replace the entire line through one draft. We have, a lot of money. So that's all we need is just somebody to show up. Branch, we just paid Delpit, so that's kind of painful. Ellen Jenkins, I could definitely see him as a tackle. So even if it's just a 1-year deal, we've signed Ellen Jenkins many times in the past. Can't say it's necessarily worked out perfectly, but it's been fair enough. We could do a 1 year 20. I like him enough, especially with all the money we have. And he is number 1 for us. Ward all the way down to an 84 overall. He is on the older side, so it would make sense. But still, it's kind of like, really? That feels tough. What else do we need? Anthony Richardson goes to free agency. 81 overall star, and they're moving on. We need O-line. And I don't know if it's going to be here. And we do get Ellen Jenkins. We're going to be sliding him over to left tackle, I think, or maybe right tackle. Kind of depends on what we get in the draft. But we need multiple linemen for sure. At least 1 or 2. Any higher, potentially, just because the regression or progression is basically done for certain players. But yeah, safe to say that even though the guy was an X Factor, glad we didn't trade that first-round pick, as we would have given up pick 8 overall. Maybe less. Maybe that guy would have been, the generational player to actually turn this entire franchise around, but something tells me that's probably not the case. So looking at the draft, running back is always going to be a problem, but I think you genuinely just need a high overall and has nothing to do with anything else. So left guard, like we said, right tackle, like we said, we can live with everything else. Tight end and Njoku goes down hard, so it wouldn't be the worst thing to maybe look into that position. Hunter, 84 overall, fine with that. Maybe you get a new wide receiver, put Hunter at the slot, which would be crazy. Possibly. Left out for sure, we need a new one. Free safety, way too young to tell. And then Walker, if he doesn't play better. But yeah, it's not the worst team. So strong safety, linebacker, possibly. Cornerback, possibly. And then many offensive linemen, maybe a running back, possibly a tight end. All right, we're in the draft with pick 8 overall. Oh, that lineman looks pretty damn good. Chason, 1 or 2 with a top 5 talent grade. Might be someone we look to trade back for. You also have a wide receiver in Fitzpatrick, so I kind of like trading back into that 20-22 spot. Other positions, you get some other offensive linemen. My biggest kind of needs are 2 O-linemen, a tight end, sort of, not just yet, but next season, a linebacker, and then probably a cornerback. Oh, man, was also a top 5. Okay, so we're going to 20, and we're just going to take whoever's there, I think. Maybe even trade up, because we have that extra pick likely from the trade down itself. We trade Diabate and a first-round pick 8, for 21, and the relating picks, the corresponding picks, rounds 2 through 4, with pick 21, of course, which is a really good trade, I think, which leads them to take Glover. Could be an edge rusher, which if he is, you're probably not going to get someone like that later on. And it seems like kind of all the players we wanted are still there. So probably going to be taking that cornerback, maybe even taking Fitzpatrick / the guard. I know he's 23 years old. How good is he? 40 reps. You know what? I don't know if that's generational, but it could be. It's close. It's not quite the A and B everything that I've seen, but he's also very balanced across the board, which you don't often see. I think the cornerback is just too good to pass on, but might also trade up for that lineman. Marcus Mann, I'm expecting a 77 overall normal, but he's going to be a high overall, which is, like I said, I think it's worth it. And now he is actually hidden. Okay, that's a good draft pick then. Didn't really even technically need cornerback, but I suppose it's one of our highest needs. See if we can trade up to the Vikings here, grab that lineman. Even wide receiver is not really the biggest need just yet, but it's still on my board. Obviously, it's on my list. See if we can try to lowball this, because maybe we even go like, speaking of the Vikings, like the Vikings. Remember when they drafted, 3 first-round picks in 1 year? Let's see if we can try to do that. I highly doubt it, though, as you can see that the needle isn't really moving there. 2/3, a 4th, and a 6th with 40 to move up to 22. Now, this is a really tough one because as much as I really want this lineman, if he's not generational, this is a bad pick. Whereas Fitzpatrick, he can automatically be a guy. Of course, he looks raw as hell, but he's a round 1 talent. He's fast. He's got a couple of decent grades in there. And wide receivers, just like running back, where there's so much talent that the potentials get kind of skewed for that key rating. What was the other wide receiver like? He's 2 to 3 in the round 3 to 4. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I'm going to go Joe Chason. Please don't let me down. Number 1 true talent, and he's hidden. Okay, this could be a generational. That was a good draft pick. Okay, I don't regret anything. That was awesome. Damn, that's like one of the higher linemen we've taken in a while, and it worked out. Could use a couple of other linemen, though. At least one more, technically 2 more. Whiteman might be the guy there. Carrington as well. We got some tall guys as well with it. What is the wide receiver looking like? So 2 to 3 still there. You also have Fullerton. Okay, I mean, let's move down, try to extend this draft a little bit. Pick 8 in the 3rd round. I kind of want to get that wide receiver early if I can. Don't even really, I suppose, need them. What is this trade? That's goated. 3rd round next year to move back like 9 spots. I'm down. I'll trade that 3rd round next year for this year in a heartbeat. Do take the wide receiver. 2 to 3 is not great, but it's good enough. And we need that depth, I think. 5'10", 22, fast. Marion Huntington. Now, this is a guy I expect to be normal, but you never know. 58 true. Yeah, normal dev. But still, I think he was worth it. Let's move on to 8. I know there's some linemen there that are a little bit better than the others, but I think they're all kind of good enough. So let's get this lineman if we can. We do have the round 1 Stevens. We have the Fullerton as well. We have Carrington, who's a little bit on the bigger side. You know what? Carrington might be my number 1, just because I need a tackle. And Carrington's like the only guy that really makes sense at tackle. So Mr. Tony Carrington's going to be the choice, even though we have technically better options around him. 23 true, hidden dev, automatic right tackle, I think. We trade a 3rd next, a 5th and a 7th this year for the Bears, kind of middle of the 3rd draft pick. I think that was an okay trade. I think they probably could have asked for a little bit more and we would have done it. But with this pick, we are going to be going Mr. Josh Fullerton. He's 6'2", I just realized. Whatever, we could use a guard. Let's see what he looks like. 21 true. Hidden dev, I mean, you look at round 1 versus round 1 to 2, and our guy was literally 1 spot worse. So, you put that into perspective for, well, does, do you want to go for the better guy or not, But I think we've done enough for the offensive line. We're going to look for a linebacker and then arguably call it a draft. I think we've done a perfect draft if we do get a decent linebacker here. We had to trade Diabate, sort of, so definitely need a new linebacker. We trade 2 4ths for the 3rd round pick from the Colts, 79 overall. I think that's a decent trade. Dillard was the guy I wanted the most. Ironically enough, I have another linebacker named Dillard, but I think my choice is going to be Mike Allen, who is really, really fast. I mean, this is unbelievable speed. 4.36, probably not going to actually be representative of that. 4.36 should be like 93 to 95, to be honest, but probably going to be like 91, 92 if we're lucky. True talent, 83. Damn, I really thought he was going to be hidden. All right, it is what it is. What can you do? We at least got a new guy to potentially win Rookie of the Year and all that for. That is too easy. Found ourselves a hidden dev kicker. It was between him and Heenan. Both had good kick power, okay accuracy, 93 kick power, hidden dev. I went based on speed. Both of them were very similar. It's just he was about 0.2 faster in the combine, which is enough for me. If you're fast, you got to have somewhat decent leg, right? Unless you're like me, running around like a tripod. The 3-leg, hey, you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. Left guard was his 83. Okay, so it was worth the trade up. 77 overall for man. Let's take a look at what he looks like. 6'4". It looks like we got a 6'4" slot corner. He's going to be a starter somewhere down the line, but not right now. Star dev, unfortunately. Put him at 29. I don't know why I like 29 there. Then we look at Chason, who is basically a guaranteed superstar. It doesn't look that good. He's a very good finesse blocker, though. And a pretty high blocker at that, but not as good as I was hoping, but still should be superstar. He is. What a draft pick. 82 overall right out the draft is wild. Huntington, of course, a lower overall. Probably not a good pick in the end, but we get ourselves a decent slot receiver, I suppose. Injury's kind of low as well, which is, what can you do, though? And then the lineman, Carrington, he'll be a right tackle, so since I have to move him over, I will show you the dev. Very good in the pass block department. Kind of expected from what we see in the draft. Dev, star. What else did we grab? We grabbed the linebacker. He was only normal. He's 71 overall. He's okay. He'll be fine. He's got a little bit of balance. Low overall raw player, but he's all right. All right, Season 3 team. Carr obviously had a great glow up from normal dev to star dev. About a 10 overall upgrade, I believe, as well. Wide receivers, Jerry Jeudy with that superstar dev was massive, as he's at 90 overall. I never thought I'd see the day. Offensive line is in the best spot it's been for a while now. Of course, even with Jenkins being, potentially only a one-year guy, we have a replacement for him even if we had to, sort of, because obviously Wyatt Teller, but we'd only need one more lineman, which is fine. Really going forward, the problem is going to be tight end. If there's a really goated running back that we can just cut corners on, that's who we're going to take. Garrett is regressing, but I think he's good for at least another 2 to 3 years, which is basically the length of this rebuild. Mike Allen, we're hoping for a glow-up. Right away with Rookie of the Year or something like that. Styles obviously has been amazing. Corners, we have one of the best groups in the league. Strong safety needs to be replaced as well, I suppose. So if we're looking forward, if we're going to, say and hope Allen wins Rookie of the Year, we need a strong safety, a one lineman, one tight end, maybe running back. Not bad at all. We're having such a weird season because we're not playing super well, but we're beating all the best teams. Jerry Jeudy wants a lot of money, but for the market, it's actually not terrible. 28 years old. I'll do that contract, I suppose. Denzel Ward as a superstar, he should be good for 2 more seasons. Those 2 seasons, it says, oh my God, how much per? 30 per? Are they on crack? Yes, I can afford that, but I don't want to. That is crazy money for a linebacker. 19 per for Mike. What a steal that was. Wow, we just yoinked him. Jenkins, I don't think it's worth it. Teller, definitely not worth it. And then everyone else is a backup. I really don't want to lose Joke, but 30 million per is a massive joke. I mean, even this is a lot. 1 year 30? Real solid. Yeah, but that's a lot, dude. They think he's a pass rusher. No one's paying 30 million per for Joke. If I'm not mistaken, they've actually paid him in real life a third of that. Yeah, they signed him to a 3-year 37.5, I think. So just about a third of what they want right here. And his grade was really good. So, I mean, he's probably playing an 85 to 86 in real life, and he got paid a third of what he's wanting here. I just hate it. That's why I always roll with the punches. If I get a guy like Mike, Hall right there that, in a 7-year over 19 million per year, that seems like a steal because he's probably going to get into the 90s of overall, and it's, he would hold out in real life. Because I had to deal with contracts like this. So you got to get the good and the bad, 1 year 30.7. That's unbelievable. But hey, you know what? We got the money right now. Keep the team intact if I can. Oh, we get that freebie. David Walker gets a superstar. He must be having a decent season, though. Yeah, another iffy season. We might even finish 6-11 for all I know. But we beat some of the best teams in the league. And just the other teams we couldn't beat. I don't know what to tell you. It's looking like one of those bleak ones. 6-11. Oh, my God, dude. Okay, I don't know. This is kind of pointing towards a Chiefs playbook situation. But yeah, I mean, look at the team. So yeah, I mean, not some great ones, but then you beat the Chiefs. You lose to the 1-6 Raiders, I believe they were at the time. You beat the Ravens. What are we doing out here? beating the Chiefs and the Ravens, but going 6-11 on the year. It's like, how? How is it even, like, physically possible? Hunter was great, could go to X Factor, should go to X Factor. Carr definitely finished strong. At one point, he was like 23 touchdowns, 13 picks, ended up going 38-15, still not even close to the playoffs. If there's a good running back, I'm throwing the entire house at him. If I'll pay him $30 million per. At this rate, running back is that hard to develop in Madden that you have no choice. You just don't. Pass rush, only one guy in the double digits. Even Myles Garrett's at 7. Okay, we're going to have to go Buffalo. I went with the Jets defense. Didn't work. Falcons offense didn't really work. I don't know what to do. Josh Allen is the MVP. Anything for us? Havenstein was actually the tight end we had on our board. Didn't grab him because I just didn't have the need at that point. But Njoku is going to be regressed pretty hard here. Travis Hunter, best wide receiver. I think it is time for tight end as well. Also, don't think I've seen Mike Allen win the Rookie of the Year award, unfortunately. Bills versus Eagles. But yeah, when there's a 96 overall Myles Garrett only putting up 7 sacks, I know there's something wrong with Sim. There's just something wrong. I actually don't think I have seen the Browns make the Super Bowl, let alone win it in Sim this year when doing rebuilds. I genuinely don't think I have. And I get it. They're in a pretty bad spot. Money's not the best when you got to pay a Watson who's just not going to be good. But still, something's got to give. Carr goes to Superstar, though. Hunter goes to X Factor. And then Njoku barely regresses. That is interesting. I mean, he does regress, but he's still an 85 overall. That's perfectly fine, I think. I can live with that. Hunter going to X Factor is awesome, too. Like I said, Carr, solid. Ellison, 23 years old, maybe 24. I don't know if, he's hit his point yet, but 83 overall. He's got like one more year before he's good, but it's so crazy how you have to invest basically 3 seasons into a guy before you have a chance at a good running season. Like, that's unbelievable to me. Free safety still not really developing. The linebackers, at least Allen does get to start. Delpit definitely needs to be replaced. But Williams, he wasn't Superstar before. Needs a contract going forward, but fair enough. DTs look good. D-line on paper looks good. They just haven't really played well outside of Williams. Even Myles, like I said, 7 sacks on the year from Myles Garrett. That is ridiculous. Like, that is dumb. But, look at retirements. Some mentor types, really kind of what we do. 5-year option for Travis, that's just not worth it at that evaluation. 105 mil. If I can keep Jenkins, I will. 1 year, 24.5. I don't even know what kind of season he had, to be fair, but he's a good overall. Teller, obviously, finally is gone. Hickman. Well, actually, I don't know if he is gone. Does he have the mentor tag? He has no mentor tag, so yeah, he is gone. If he had mentor, I'd pay 5 mil for a 78 overall. Hickman, he's not a bad backup, but meh. I could just put Emerson there if I had to. And then Bjorquez, still going strong. 1 year, 4. Yeah, boy. 77 mil. I mean, I'm willing to go all out, especially for a running back. I'm almost like half tempted to just like trade for one now, if possible. Like normally we do like the last season, we don't really draft. We trade for someone crazy because it's just not working up to that. Wait, I can't. It won't let me. Help! It won't let me sign him. Oh, God. I need Jahmyr Gibbs now. I really don't know what else I could do here. I'm offering a 5-year, $24 million per deal. And, yeah, that's the best I could do. That's the highest I could go. Any higher, and it still wouldn't go. I offered as much as I could. Couldn't do it. It was a crazy evaluation. Please just come to us. Of course. He ends up taking a 5-year 82 versus a 5-year 120-something. Let me look at what was the number? He took 5-year 82 over a 5-year 120. So $40 million more we offered him. Tell me the Saints were at least good. Tell me, just at least. If that's the case, I'll live with it. But the Saints, I have a feeling, were not good. Where the hell even are the Saints? Were they better than I thought? Nope. 7-10, so like right where we were. Awesome. They took $40 million less to join a bad team. So dumb, dude. It's just genuinely so freaking dumb. Oh, well, we saved money and are stuck with another bad running back. By the way, what the hell happened here? They freaking went both backs? Why? Why would they do such a thing? Is Judkins played well? I'll freaking trade for him. They can use Genty. He's played very well. I mean, I'll pay him. I don't really care. Let's see what it takes to get him if possible. Oh, they want a lot. That's like basically a first-round pick. Oh, damn. Even when I throw Croots on there, they're like, meh, we don't really care. That's crazy. That's a lot. I can't be offering that much, but I get it. He's 24 years old. He's like prime and whatnot. Maybe we can find a different back. All right, we trade a bunch. Ellison, Smith, Wade, a second, a fourth, and a fifth this year with a sixth next year for Ollie Gordon, who needs a contract on top of it. They end up with a pretty good running back, but I got to cut corners. At this point, we do not have a run game. Gordon at least put up 4.2 yards per carry last season on like 1,400 yards. I got to do what I got to do for the team. And with pick 5 overall here, yes, we kind of do need edge as Miles regressing hard, but I still think he's good for another 2 seasons, in my opinion. What is his? Yeah, I mean, he's 96 overall. He didn't even go down 1 overall, technically. Yeah, I mean, safety, O-line. Outside of that, even then, we could live with what we got right now because we re-signed Jenkins. I think we're fine. I think we really just need a safety, and that's it. Everything else is secondary. All right, we are in the draft with pick 5 overall. Not exactly the spot we need to be in when we just kind of need a safety, but sure. Although I will say, maybe I should have went and looked at edge. When's the next time we're going to get this kind of opportunity? But the problem is Myles Garrett's still got many years under the belt, so I can't. I'm trading down because we have a lot of really good players, especially safety. We have Thomas. Sure, he's around 1. I'm not going top 10 for a 5'9 safety. I'm sorry. Maybe Jackson. But then again, you have Mays and Keys, who are a little bit later. Not the fastest, though. Jackson is even slower than them, so yeah, there's just no point. 2 to 3 is our money round. We have 2 players there, Hamlin and the safeties that I really like, so I am going to try to go down to trade for, whatever is going to get me that trade I'm looking for. The Vikings are kind of up there, actually, giving me a first-round pick next year with a third this year and a second this year, both high evaluations. If no one's offering anything near that, that might be what we do. Because I like that 36. 36 is nice. Problem is I have no idea how good the Vikings were, but you know what? They're giving me the trade I want, I think. Yep, they are. That's the trade. Boom. Give me pick 4 overall. Give me some stuff to trade with. They just had pick 4, by the way. Greedy. They just fixed their whole edge, even though they're 3-4, I think. Right? I mean, they could have changed. I don't know. But with pick 4 in the second round, I don't know what safeties are going to be there, but probably going to be more options than the wide receivers. Yeah, there's a lot. Even Jackson's still there. So I am going to be taking Mr. Antoine Hamlin. Very fast, tall, looks good to me. Probably going to be normal, though. True talent, 21. But he is hidden. He's good. All right, we future-proofed the wide receiver position officially. We trade a 3rd and a 6th this year, Delpit, and a 5th next year with the Colts for their pick 16 in the second round. Of course, we still have a high 3rd, so if this safety doesn't work out, we could go another one. But I feel pretty good about Mays. I think that's who I want to go with. We'll pay attention a little bit closer, but we have Pat Jackson, who looks really solid, but the speed, solid. I think speed probably doesn't matter as much for a safety, but that's fine. I think we still want to go speed if we can. Mays, really good slot corner-looking player. And then Keys is also not the fastest, but he's a better pure zone guy. I think genuinely, though, unless Baldwin's goated, our best option, yeah, it's definitely Mays. So I'm glad I traded up because all the other guys just don't look as good as him. Lonnie Mays, round 1 true. Please be top 10. 6! But normal. Oh, these safeties are going to kill me. It's crazy because this is easily the worst position for us. Like, all Madden long, we have just struggled with that position. Tight end, Ralph McAdams. Honestly, completely forgot about him until I saw him. He doesn't look great, but he's good enough. So that's who I'm going to take as our future tight end replacement. 23 true, hidden dev. What a pick. Kind of looked like a hidden dev all the way across. I'm going to tell you the truth there. He looked pretty obvious, but we've seen guys that are normal dev that are pretty obvious as well, so you just don't know. All right, draft recap. Let's see what we've got. Hamlin, 74. Safety, 76. Tight end, 74. Antoine Hamlin, as of right now, it's crazy because Jerry Jeudy is probably a really good slot guy, but he is also just so good. There's no point to replace him for this season. Take a look at Hamlin anyways. Please be a god. Damn, it's always star. But once again, we have talked about it, that more than ever, compared to recent years in Madden, normal dev is not as bad as it was. Like this year, a 65 overall normal dev, if they put up like 8 sacks as a DT, they're like almost an 80 overall by the end of the year, probably star dev, you know? So Mays looks great as well. He is a strong safety as well, so you can't argue he's too short. He's literally there. I didn't change anything. McAdams, 74 overall. A little bit on the shorter side, but he looks good. He kind of reminds me a little bit of a slightly shorter Faulkner from our Patriots franchise. Check that out. Star dev. Faulkner's a god. He just had a really good game too, which is nice. 83, I guess. Why not? Was there anyone that I really want? I guess some of those safeties. We haven't really looked through the draft too much, so middle linebacker, 1 overall. This guy better be an X Factor, because even at X Factor, I don't see him as a number 1. You could literally show me that he's an X Factor before the draft started, and I don't think I'd take him. That's how like iffy his ratings look, and more importantly, how like I wouldn't say non-important the position is, but you know, it's not the most important position, I suppose. But let's take a look at those safeties. They lasted a long time, it seems. Where the hell even are they? Thomas was one of my guys. Reed, I think, was one of my guys as well. Jameel Reed, 77 zone, pretty good speed. Went higher than we took our guy, though, so say what you will about that. Scott, was he one of my guys? Paul Scott? I can't remember. 6'2", hidden dev. Looks like a good player, though, so whether he was or not, that would have been a good pick. But some of the guys that were direct picks that like we were going to choose, McKee was not my guy because he was 23. I don't remember if Little was one of them either. Keys definitely was. 76 overall, 87 speed. Very good pure zone guy. Not the fastest, but at hidden dev, we might have made a mistake. Sort of. Star dev is, you know, he's taller as well, but yeah, star dev is star dev. Let's take a look at Jackson now. Normal dev. Definitely not as good as our guy, without a doubt. Definitely not. And then we have Baldwin, who I think is going to be hidden. He is 73 overall. This is the one I was kind of thinking. I was like, I don't know. I feel it. I kind of feel it, but let's see. Did I make the right call? He is star. So, I mean, it could be worse, but at the same time, safety is one of those positions that I really just have not dev'd up well. Regardless, we had that running back. That was the big offseason ticket anyways, and we also added a first round next year. All right, the season 14, we are an 87 overall. We're rocking with the Green Bay offense. Buffalo defense, the best we've done so far. We had the Falcons last year with the Jets defense. Jets defense was horrible. Still kind of need O-line. You know, Jenkins isn't going to last forever. The other guys, they're not developing super quick, but I suppose they're really young, so we'll let it happen. Defensively, the safeties, they're really the biggest problems, but we have good players in place. It's just they're not developing. There's not really much we can do other than continuously replace them if we're not going to just give them a chance. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what I can do there. How old is Newsom, by the way? 27, 28? 28, yeah, I mean, could be man's time to shine, I'll be real. We're having a pretty good season. We got some re-signings. Obviously, Travis Hunter is going to be getting a lot of that. This is going to be a crazy contract. Holy. Yeah, I'm not going to do a long-term deal on that price. 4-year, 140 isn't enough. He is good, but damn, that's a lot of money. Styles, that is a super fair contract. We've got ourselves, basically a Fred Warner. I genuinely can't believe that wasn't enough. Wow. Okay, so the money is starting to become a problem. Walker, I don't really like how he's played, but as an 86 overall superstar who's only 25 years old, kind of have no choice. Oh, 8 sacks. Okay, yeah, we're paying him the whole house. Thankfully, he doesn't want that much either, so we'll do a 5-year deal. Let's do a 6-year deal. That's a pretty good price. Nice. Finally, somebody took a contract. Williams, Gordon. Obviously, we've got to pay Gordon because we just traded for him. I hate that he's, red interest. Running backs don't want to be here. They simply do not want to be here at all. Kreutz is really cheap. Joke is obviously gone. That contract's a joke. 5-year, 52. Brother, everyone says no. I hate it. And Njoku, he's going to drop pretty hard, and we have McAdams. Everyone else is kind of a backup. I know we had Jenkins in there, but the money's starting to become a problem. We can't afford everybody. So, yeah, do we have any? So we don't even have Williams offered either. Williams has been our best defensive lineman this entire thing. Even better than freaking Myles Garrett. 5-year, 135, which is a lot, but it could have been worse, which is crazy to think, but it is true. We have our offers. We offer $500K more on each of those. That should be enough. I mean, we have 50 mil left. Still don't want to spend that money. I still don't. Maybe, Njoku's going to regress to like an 82 overall. It's not going to be worth it. So, yeah, I think we're going to let everyone else go, especially since we have Carr coming up. So like I said, 500K added on. Did it for half of them. Gonna have to offer even more for Hunter and Styles, though, which is specifically Styles, considering he's so interested, is a little surprising. So the fair offer is a 4-year 129. We had to pay a 4-year 148. That's wild. That is crazy. But with 44 mil left, I think if we move some things around, we should be able to afford the quarterback car. Yeah, I mean, we're not even paying many linemen, right? We have to pay our center, and that's all we're paying. So yeah, we're kind of up against it a little bit. And unfortunately, week 17, a loss would really screw us over. But maybe with a win here, we could have the bye week. We're in the playoffs automatically, and we do. We lost to the Bills in week 17, but they lost, and then we beat the Patriots. That's unbelievable. And then Gordon was the best running back in the league. Oh my. I actually got to show you guys, the rate we're at right now, it is getting desperate enough to where, hey, maybe turn a couple of those frowns upside down, force some wins. Look at the games, though. I mean, from week 6 to week 18, we lost one game. I mean, we were great in the first half as well. The first 5 games, we were 3-2. That's not bad. But really, to win all those games and only lose one is wild. Very impressive. Very impressive. Sebastian Carr, 42 touchdowns, 9 picks, 100 yards. That's great. Gordon, 15 touchdowns, 1,500 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. Hunter had 25 touchdowns. That's unbelievable. Share the love. Should have probably put Judy as like the primary because could have got to X Factor, but I've folded. What can I say? The Devil, playing tight end apparently. Chason was great. Tackles are actually pretty damn good. Let's take a look at the defense. Buffalo defense is the magic trick. 22 for Garrett after having 7. Hall with 15. Walker with 13. Williams with 12.5. Picks weren't great, but Mays, the rookie safety, with 3 leading the team. Crosa, not the best kick power, but 56 is a long anyways. So, yeah, it is all about accuracy. It's all about overall. Bjorquez, 53.4 yards per punt. If we can afford him, we'll keep him again. Although at this rate, is there an again? We might actually win the Super Bowl here in year 4. It's the magic year on top of the magic playbooks. Travis Hunter, the offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. Rookie of the year goes to Hamlin. Rookie of the year on the defense goes to Mays. Best QB at 4. Best running back at 2. Best wide receiver at 1. Best O-line at number 4. Best D-line at 1, 6, 9, 10. Linebacker, number 10 for Joke. Best DB, not on the list. Best kicker at number 4. Really good set of awards in the beginning as well, guaranteeing some dev-ups. Let's get to this divisional round and see if maybe our first playoff run could also be a Super Bowl one as we face the 9-8 Chargers. All I ask is we beat a 9-8 Chargers team. Is it too much to ask? 3-0. I got to say, our defense is doing really well here. Really well. 17-0. The offense was kind of struggling early on with those takeaways, but they actually started to score a little bit. 24-6 now. 24-6 still. The defense has been unbelievable. 27-6. They don't even give up a touchdown. I mean, the defense was barely even letting them on our side of the field most of the game, let alone scoring points. Carr did throw a pick, but he was definitely better than Herbert regardless. Gordon, good enough. Would have expected more, but good enough. Hunter was unbelievable. And Njoku, 15 for a touchdown. Slater got cooked. Myles Garrett is too much. So is Hall. Emerson, Allen, man. Got some blitzing in there, obviously. Henley with a pick for them, but a win for us. AFC Championship round, we have the Ravens. This could be it. We beat the Ravens when we were bad, so maybe when we're actually good, we'll actually beat them, but not feeling super confident. Gotta be honest with you. Not loving our odds here. Come on. Just beat them. Hey, I don't know if that was a stop and a score, but we got a score. 14-7. 14-14, the Ravens are not going away. Yeah, they're scoring every single drive, it seems. And they get a field goal there. We're down 7. Yep, this is going to be it. 20-31. I mean, we're just looking not the best. Went for 2, didn't get it. Got to get a stop. 3rd and 3, not going to get that stop. They're going to just waste all the clock and score anyways. Oh, that's painful. We're driving down, but it has taken us a long time. I mean, you basically have to do something here. And it's 2nd and 6, and they get a 7-yard run, and we lose. Oh, 38-33. Final season incoming. Carr was, you have a 4 touchdown, 0 pick performance, and you lose the game. I don't know what you want from your quarterback. Like, he was basically perfect. I genuinely don't know what you want from him. I don't, but it is what it is. You know, you win none, you lose a lot. But at least we beat the Chargers. I guess that's something. Championship round, not going to the Super Bowl. I hate AFC rebuilds. Have I ever said that? I hate AFC rebuilds so much. Then you have on the other side the Bears making the Super Bowl. Oh my God, the Ravens are going to win by 40. This isn't even going to be fair. And the Bears do win. Okay, there you go. Guess AFC sucks. Never mind. I hate NFC rebuilds. DevOps Gordon, first season with us, does go to Superstar. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. I guess I wouldn't say saved him, but we helped him. Got the rushing title. Really good elusiveness. You know, great juke ability and all that. What about Njoku? Yeah, 82 overall. Kind of saw that coming. Hamlin, the Superstar. We got wide receivers on deck. Defense. Mays goes straight to Superstar. Okay, maybe it's not just... Maybe safeties aren't that bad. Maybe our free safeties just suck. Star Dev and then Superstar. So Star Dev for the picks, maybe the tackles. I don't know. Tackles for loss. And then Superstar for the award win. Nice. Okay. Team looks good, but we are regressing. Myles Garrett actually went up in overall, by the way. That's wild. Like, he didn't even regress. He literally didn't regress. I guess it helps when you're the defensive player of the year, the D lineman of the year, and the sack leader. That maybe helps a little bit. Okay, I mean, it was a great year for the team. It's just, it's Super Bowl or bust, especially when you're nearing the end of it. But what can you do? We need to do a linebacker for sure. Might give Golson the boot. Still have safeties our main focus, because safety going into the season with 2 normal dev safeties and every other position being pretty much set was basically the number 1 need. So maybe we, draft a free safety and then be happy with it. Could still look at edge, because Miles is not getting any younger, but I still expect 1 more season, maybe 2 more out of him, and we're only doing 1 more season. So do you go all out for a position of need, or do you play the realism game and continue to draft and develop? For the most part, I don't know. We obviously traded for the running back, but any team comes calling with multiple draft picks and a good running back of their own for a swap, you kind of almost have to take it. Most teams would. 5th-year option for Carr. I think you just want to guarantee that you got him for another year, so you do that. And then you don't really have enough money to pay anyone else, I don't think. I think Crosa was actually pretty good, right? I don't want to pay a kicker, but kind of have to. Okay, see you later. Never mind. Also going to lose the punter. I'm not really sure what this 5th-year option is going to entail. I think it's just going to make us really broke when it's come time to re-sign next year, but we technically have money now. It's just, the players you're going to keep. You have the players that you're going to have to pay. You don't spend any money here, right? Unless you're expecting to lose 30 mil off the books. Although I really want Cooper bad, but I just can't. I know we can't afford this. So I think with our multiple draft picks, we are probably going to be just taking a safety and maybe even an edge. Edge, pick 16, safety at 30. Sounds good to me. All right, the final draft. We have pick 16. Once again, kind of talking about maybe going edge and then safety. Edge isn't a problem now, but Myles Garrett is going to retire maybe even as soon as next season. Can I please see the players I've got here? Scotted left tackle Byers a little bit closer. 2-3 with a 1-2 grade. Not bad. Ooh. Not the fastest guy in the world, but a round 1 talent grade, even though he's not, once again, that fast. Probably good enough for me to be like, yeah, I don't need to worry about going edge. Some other options, but yeah, I'm chilling. I think we're chilling. We got a couple of safeties, round 1s. Garrard is probably going to be your best option, but let's just go to 16, see what we're looking like. And we do actually have several outside linebackers projected round 1. We still have the safeties. This is definitely a situation. Speed isn't going to be great for all of them. I think, Minor was terrible. Trey Harris, I don't mess with the Minor, Trey Harris does look really good. Pick 16 might be worth taking him just because he is a little bit faster. Then we also have Nate Darby. How old are you? 6'5", fast as hell. Both of them look great. I'm not really sure who is. Is this guy 22? If he's 21, I'm going to be so mad. Of course he's 21, dude. I don't know anything about these edge rushers. What do I do? I really like Trey Harris and the other guy. Trey Harris is 22, so because you aren't going to hold, you're not going to start him right away, maybe you hold off anyways. And then Nate Darby. Okay, they're both 22, so I guess we just trade down. Screw it. Get ourselves a lineman. Hey, it's actually a really good trade. Get a first round next year from the Steelers and then 38 here this round or this year. Don't know what the hell the Steelers are going to take. I don't really care. I'm not really worried about them. They're not on my radar. They end up with a cornerback. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't care. Interdivisional for a corner, you can have them. Does not matter to me. Our wide receivers are too good for that anyways. Pick 30, though. If one of those pass rushers is still there, which I think there might be, I got to take Nate Darby. I've got no choice. Nate Darby's the choice. What is he looking like? 42 true. Hidden dev. I don't know why he still stood there. I don't know why he was still there, but I'm down. Are the safeties still good? Safety, for some reason, falls a lot. And they are. Even Garrard's there. Let's slow sim it so we at least get McGee or Garrard or even Thompson. Hell, we got Thompson. That's fine. Let's go to 6 and then take whoever's the best available. And they're all still there. I mean, probably going to go by speed, though. McGee, round 1, with a true talent round 1. Looks great to me. Josh McGee, 17 true. Hidden dev, finally. A pure hidden dev out the draft safety. That's going to be our automatic starting free safety, not DT. Was Finch my tackle? No way he went that high. I think it was Byers, actually. I had both of them on my board, but I think it was Byers who wanted. It was Brian Byers. A true tackle. I'm going to trade up for him. I kind of want him. I kind of want to actually go for a tackle for once. Normally I go with guards that are kind of on the taller side that shift over. Not like it's an uncommon thing in real life, but yeah. I know we have that extra, what is it called? The extra first next year, but yeah, our draft class is pretty damn weak here. Pure draft picks wise. I mean, it's going to cost both of these to get this tackle. I mean, I need a lineman. I'm going to have to trade all 3 of my final, okay picks. And even that, it's not enough. Wow. I suppose we could trade our free safety. A little late for that now, but our free safety is like an 82 overall, and he's only 24, 25, so probably could trade him off, but not my issue right now. Mr. Brian Byers, 6'7", 330. If he's normal dev, I never take a high lineman ever again. 27 true. And dev, 92 strength with that size. Beautiful. Oh, I have to trade up, too, because I need a linebacker. All right, we're going to go to the start of the third and take whoever's there. It actually, we barely got this third-round pick for Golson. They needed a free safety. Thankfully, we're going to be taking whoever we find is the best middle linebacker. Probably could have waited a little bit longer, when there was less, so I could just take whoever I think is the best of the bunch and then, cost a little bit less to get those players. So let's go attributes. I mean, they're all pretty fast, so, I mean, there's not really a preference here. Just based on, I guess, the key ratings. Hit power, really good for Archibald. I think Archibald is definitely the best. Archibald, this going to be fast, hopefully hidden. Automatic starter no matter what. True talent 49. Normal dev. Ooh. Definitely not our best final season team, but at the same time, you miss the playoffs that many times in a row. It's kind of bound to happen. Draft recap time. I kind of want to compare him to the other edge we could have had in the second round. Nate Darby. 78 finesse, super athletic, really one of the better athletic pass rushers I've seen in a while in Madden Sim. We need a new right end. That's where he's going to be playing. Star Dev, future of the edge. Going to be a really good backup for now, though. McGee, we need him as a free safety. 6'2", 205. Balance as can be. Could easily play corner if he had to. That's a really good pick. If he's higher than Star, that's one of our better safeties we drafted, which he is not. And once again, Star Dev is better than you would ever expect. Once again, the normal dev guys, when they're, at least having a good season, they can get up to 80+. So you have that hidden out the gate. You're looking good. Byers, star dev, was hoping for better, but that's fine. Automatic starter. Finally grabbed a real player there. Is it right out we need? I think it is. I think we're replacing, wow, not really that great of coverage. I think we're replacing Joke, right? That's who we're replacing this year, unless it was last year we replaced him. I just checked the dev for no reason. I did need to move him over anyways, but I checked the dev for nothing. I do want to see the edge, though. Was there anyone else? There might have been someone else. I really can't. Oh, yeah, Trey Harris. There he is. 22, 74 overall? 74 overall normal. So we didn't even reach. We got to wait, and we still in with the better of the two. Nice. Minor, no carries, a 4.8. That's just way too slow. And we had one more player. Who the hell? Oh, yeah, the edge rusher. What the hell is his name, though? I actually don't remember his name. He was so forgettable of a name. It wasn't Still. Who was it? Was it Crawford? It might 270. I mean, that's correct for sure. Really strong. It might have been Crawford. He was 21 as well. I think that was him. What is his dev? Superstar? Okay, I mean, I still like our guy better. He's way more athletic, and he's an actual finesse guy, but still, obviously, that guy was very good, too. To Chiefs playbook or not to Chiefs playbook, that is the cheese. For now, we're going to go with the Packers offense, Buffalo Bills defense, as is for the final season, but if things struggle, we are going to be moving on. Should I put Hunter at number 1? Let's put Hunter at number 1. Yeah. This is the final squad, the final season. Not our best work, but also far from our worst, right? 97 right end, not that we really did that. 91 DT, 86 DT2, 87, left end, 89 corner 1, 87 corner 2, 82 strong safety, 75 free safety with a chance to go to 81 by the end of the year. 90 middle linebacker, 80 outside, 74 outside, maybe our weakest position group. O-line, sure, could be better, but 85, 83, 83 on the right side, or 81, actually. I don't know why I added that. Left side, 91, 74. Tight end 1, definitely could use some work, but, young, high potential. Wide receivers are fine. Running back and quarterback are great. Wide receiver 3 is solid. Should probably be the number 2 at this point, but the team is definitely good enough to win it all, but will they? Is this the moment of truth? Oh, my God. It could be. Newsom needs a contract. Denzel needs a contract. I will say we actually could still afford the team, even if we wanted to keep both those guys, but realistically, we don't actually have to because we have man, like we're seeing right here. Going to lose Chase on more than likely. Butker is our kicker for the year. I think you let Denzel Ward and Greg Newsom both go, even though you can sort of keep one of them. I don't know. I think that's probably the smartest idea, but I don't think it's going to matter because this is the final season for us. To the playoffs, we were looking pretty good. I don't know how we finished. We were 7-2, and then I clicked sim to the playoffs. Wow, oh my, okay, barely making the playoffs. The 7th seed, okay, sure. We're just, kind of one of the best teams in the league, but 10-7, yeah, I'm sure of it. Never, ever do an AFC rebuild. 4 losses in a row, that'll do her. That will do it. Got the Chiefs in round 1 of the playoffs. This is going to be another lackluster. It's going to happen. I just know it. Sebastian Carr, really good season. Gordon, he's a good season, but not as good as last year. Look at all those touchdowns. It's crazy, the Packers scheme. 25 touchdowns. Every other receiver combined has 12. That's insane. Like, why? I don't even know. Pass rush, Myles Garrett and David Walker were great. The DT's not as good as usual. And then Ward with 3 interceptions. Kicker was not very good. Punting, amazing from the rookie. Can't believe that. 2 touchdowns for Travis Hunter, 25 for Jerry Jeudy. MVP goes to Mahomes because why wouldn't it? Jerry Jeudy wins Offensive Player of the Year. Obviously, we win Rookie of the Year on defense. We win Best Wide Receiver, and that is where everything ends. Can we trust in this Packers scheme to beat the Chiefs? We're the higher overall, but considering we lost the way we did last year with a bye week, I don't feel great. All right, Chiefs, let us have it. In a good, let us have the win. Not like give us your best. 14-7, 14-14. No team is, well, there we are. But I'd say no team has not scored a touchdown, but we are that team. It is a 7-point game. Halfway through the third, we are really selling right now. And the defense is not. Oh, the defense does make a stop. Offense has the opportunities, and they're just getting cooked alive. And here it is. I mean, I'm not saying this is the last chance, but the way this game is gone, it kind of feels like a last chance. You got to score. We do. 7 minutes left. The Chiefs have a chance, though. The defense has done well, but when they need it the most, are they going to get the stop? They have yet to do so. The Chiefs just had one of the greatest playoff drives in NFL history to put us down 7 with 37 seconds left. Justin Reed, of course, kicking off the ball. Love that. Oh, no. I forgot about the rule. Oh, did that not hit the landing zone? Wait, I'm so confused. Was that not an illegal activity? I can't believe they had the perfect drive, though. That's insane. Oh, Travis Hunter! He's a fast man! And he's going to do it! You can't let that guy go. 1-on-1, are you crazy? They're telling us to go for 2. I don't know if I agree. I really don't know. But, you can't get a stop on the freaking Chiefs. Problem is you go for this, and you get it. Let's say, hey, you got it. You did well. But now, they're just going to go even harder, and they're going to get the touchdown right before, or the field goal right before overtime. I really don't like this. I'm going to do it, though. We're in trouble. And of course he drops it. That's one of the craziest plays we ever made, and he drops it. That's insane. Of course. Of course. If it was the Chiefs, he one-hands it with his fingertips. I mean, tell me there's another player that's wide open. The tight end, damn. I mean, even then, that is a long throw, but yeah, the tight end is open. But that's the only guy that's dead naked open. I throw that there. The linebacker probably gets a hand on it. This is a great play. And he just drops it. That can't be dropped. I don't care that this is like Hospital Pass City. This is the freaking playoffs, and he drops that. That's insane. Well, onside kick or you lose, which, let's be real. Let's be real. Of course, he just catches it outright. Well, that's the way the rebuild ends, unfortunately. Got to the championship round. Then we had to play the EA's Glazers, the Kansas City Glazers, that they always give the greatest playbooks to. And we lose by 1. I mean, you can't give the Chiefs the ball back in a situation like that, right? Felt like we had to go for it. Our offense has been struggling. It wasn't a bad look. It was a bad catch. Did Jerry Jeudy even do anything? Okay, he did have 97 yards and a touchdown, but still. I can't believe Travis Hunter died for nothing. What is Travis Hunter did have an okay game before that, but not great. You can't drop that pass, man. 25 touchdowns in the year, drops that in the end zone? Really? That's what we're saying. Okay. But hey, it's still a Browns team rebuilt. I know it's weird because the Browns they've been, here and there kind of floating around, making the playoffs, not making the playoffs for a while now. Championship round would definitely be, the best they've done in forever, but still felt, lackluster. Felt like we could have had a Super Bowl with this team. We'll say, though, Myles Garrett was just not the Myles Garrett I'm used to seeing. He had the one season that was good for us. Every other season, for his standards, was so mid. Like, every time we're not the Browns, I swear he puts up 20 sacks a season without trying. When we're with them, we have to run the freaking Bills defensive playbooks, and we still can't even put those numbers up consistently. It's always us. It's always whenever I'm using the team. I'm just a bad omen. I am bad luck. Just don't ask me to kiss your baby's forehead, because that kid is done for. They're screwed. See who wins the Super Bowl. It is the Saints over the Bills. Talking about the Bills. Let's take a look at the team. Obviously, we're super broke, super up against it. Jerry Jeudy goes up in dev, but he's down to an 87 overall. And then you look at some of the other guys. The tight end's still only an 80 overall. Defensively, Myles Garrett drops to a 94. Cornerback Newsom's an 87. Ward's an 86. So, I mean, for the most part, outside of maybe Archibald, the team did kind of get worse in the long run. And we played worse last year. So, we're only getting worse because our ceiling was so high. I really don't know how this team didn't win a Super Bowl, but that's just the Madden sim for you. You play the Chiefs, you lose to the Chiefs. That's just how it is. And then look at the division. The worst team in the division was 9-8. I mean, that's just tough. That is just tough. I kind of want to see what kind of contracts we have. I'm not playing another season. We've hit our 5 years, clean 5 years, because obviously we start in the off season pretty much, and then we do 5 from there. Rough stuff. We have 26 mil, so we could afford the corners. I don't know who the hell you'd want to keep. I suppose Newsom, because he has a little bit higher of an overall, a little bit longer of a time playing. So you do keep the 2, but you obviously drop off Ward because you just got to keep the other players, and I want to roll that money over. I think you kind of need to. So yeah, the team only gets worse from there, and we already proved that we can't win a Super Bowl with the team we had. So unfortunately, I mean, I'm going to call a championship round, especially when the second pick overall, a push. I'm going to call it a push. I'm not going to call it a win of a rebuild. I'm not going to call it an L of a rebuild. I'm going to say it's a tie. But, yeah, it does suck when these rebuilds don't even at least get to the Super Bowl, let alone win one. It just feels like such a waste at that point. It's like we had such an opportunity and we blew it. But what can you do outside of playing the Chiefs playbooks, which even then, was that enough? Because the Packers scheme is really good in Sim, too. It puts up really good numbers, but it wasn't enough. I would have loved to redo that with the Chiefs playbook for that game, but unfortunately, that is not going to be something we can do, as it is too late. We have passed it. Regardless, though, let's take a look at the team, and then we'll call it there. I still think we had a good time. I liked the development. Travis Hunter, that long play was unbelievable. Short route is terrible, which you definitely would have loved him to have that high short route, but other than that, he is ridiculous. Super speedy, super elusive, great at everything besides short route. Like we said, 97 release, 98 jump, 99 deep, 97 catch and drive, somewhere around 96 to 99 for like everything but speed and short route and agility slightly. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Take a look at Jerry Jeudy. I know he's regressed, but still, you don't really see him develop super well often. He's really good still, even though he dropped down to an 87. He's still really good. Thought he was 86 for a moment, but 87. And then you have Hamlet. You want to get rid of Jerry Jeudy, save some money? You can definitely do that, as you have a guy that's maybe not the best deep route, but super dependable underneath, catching. Wish he was the guy we threw to, because he probably would have caught the damn thing. I can't believe he dropped that in the clutch. Tell me that wasn't a clutch rollout and throw. You can't tell me it wasn't. Sure, we missed the tight end, but the tight end flat is usually one of those kind of like last resort type of routes, because those are the routes that are easy to bait, and they're not even in the end zone. Gordon, not the best break tackle, but everything else is really, really solid. And he just, Jerry Jeudy dropped it. What can I say? 29 seconds left. The Chiefs probably score anyways, but regardless, would love to see it. Carr, everything but break sacks, amazing in the 90s for everything. Very high 90s for most of those ratings as well, not just straight up 90. Mick Adams, new to the squad, barely starting already. Really good, really good. Now, the numbers aren't the best, but 80 overall, he's well on his way. Chason, let's take a look at Joe Chason, superstar dev, 93 overall. Power blocking's horrible, but finesse blocking's great. Maybe he's a tackle instead of a guard. Anyone else we want to see on this O-line? Not really, right? Like, they look good, but they're not so amazing that I need to look at them. Let's take a look at Styles, the 91 overall, 26-year-old. Not very good in block shed. Could easily just go back to that safety role we kind of initially put him in. We were going to put him in there, and then we realized we have Hickman. Give him a chance. McGee just got here. Probably shouldn't even be looking at him, but Josh McGee did end up as a better zone guy after one season with the hybrid upgrade. I'm telling you, hybrid's great. It is the playmaker of DBs. Not really. It's not that good, but it's good. Lonnie Mays, zone coverage. 91 zone, 81 man coverage. Good pursuit, good everything. He's a solid player. A little short for the speed, but obviously very, very talented. Then we move on to Archibald, who just got here, mind you. And he's already really, really solid. Insanely athletic. 84 block shed. Superstar dev. What else could you ask for? And I swear, no, it was Mays I was thinking of, not Allen. Allen, 82 overall, 25 years old. So not every player glows up like that, especially when one of them is an edge rusher and not an off-ball. Lovely. We love it. Great decisions there. Corners, there's no point in looking at him. We'll look at man, though, because he obviously is a guy that's gone up rather than down. Marcus Mann, solid man coverage, press, zone, play rec, all of it's good. Pursuit, he's actually really solid, easily able to take up that number 2 role going forward. Myles Garrett might have regressed, but he's still here, and I kind of want to see. Yeah, I mean, it's just, let's take a look at these numbers since joining. He's 25, right? 2025, 15.5, that's solid. 10.5, that's iffy. 7, meh. Really good season here. And then, last year, not terrible. But like I said, Myles Garrett, it's like the floor is 15. Yeah, that was kind of where we were the majority of the seasons, or worse. Then we look at the other side. Walker, 89 overall. He finally started to develop into a truly good player. Great power move. Not really much elsewhere, though. In the double digits a couple of times. Still not fully peaked, but that overall kind of makes him almost peaked ratings-wise. Williams, 98 finesse, 89 block shed, 85 power move. He was a goon in this one with, his worst season being last year. But for a DT, 9, 8.5, 11, 12.5, 7. Those are good numbers. Those are good numbers for a DT, especially one that is on the bigger side. Then DT2, Mike Hall, he had one good season for us for the most part, and then just nothing since then. Strength is low. Those are the guys that usually develop well for me, but everything else is great. One season, 15 sacks. Was amazing, and then just everything else, not so great. Didn't change the scheme since that 15-sack season either. Just fell off. Just had a worse go of it afterwards. Darby, 76 overall, priming for a takeover of Myles Garrett, but even then he's still pretty low overall. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for this one. If you guys did enjoy, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Going to try to work my way into finishing Indiana Jones soon. If I didn't already upload a video yesterday, hopefully there would be one tonight. And let me know what you think Cleveland will/should do with pick 2 overall. You think of Travis Hunter? You think of pick 1 overall as QB? Do you think they go QB, especially with Deshaun Watson seemingly out for another season? The Browns are arguably, in the entire league, the worst off franchise. Like, it's kind of crazy to think, but they probably are, right? Like, Nick Chubb, he doesn't look like he's ever going to be the same again. Deshaun Watson, that was a failed experiment, and the money's still in the books. The trade capital's gone, / draft capital's gone. And you're, like, basically resetting at a ton of positions. They're, once again, right down at the bottom. They are not the team that were once upon a time, like only 2 years ago, a stacked Madden roster. And they could, especially with the difficulty of their division and conference, be at the front runners for doing another franchise for next Madden. We'll see what happens, because, I mean, there's a good chance they probably do go QB instead of a guy like Travis. But at the end of the day, I want to go someone a little bit more fun and not just make it, well, Cam Ward's going to 15 different teams, you know? Regardless, though, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll come back for next video. But until next video, which honestly, at this point, maybe we hit 100K. I might even have to do a voiceover. It's weird timing. Appreciate y'all a ton. And see ya. And once again, shout out to all the members of the channel. Appreciate you all. We're, of course, going to have that rebuild exclusive to members only on the 15th. So be on the lookout for that. Still have yet to decide what I want that to be, but definitely need to work on it soon. And yeah, if you're not a member, you want to become one, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details shall be in there, whether you're a member or not. Appreciate y'all watching, and see ya.